Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a tribute for Super Kev and Campbell. I wanted to say a few things first. Thank you all so much for sending in your video messages, your voice notes and your messages which I have included in the video. It has been very touching to listen to your memories that you shared with Kev. I also wanted to say my thoughts are with his friends, his family, his loved ones, or anyone that's struggling with his sad passing, as I know it's been a very difficult time to process this sad news. I wanted to share what Kev meant to me now. Kev, for me, was such a special person. I don't think there's going to be anyone quite like him ever again. As a footballer, he was incredible for all of the clubs he played for, especially Arsenal and Everton. But for me, his kindness was his best quality. The fact he wanted to help others out, he always saw the best in others too, and he never wanted recognition when he helped others. He just wanted to see others succeed and be happy in life, which I think made him an even more incredible person. I've been quite lucky to share quite a few memories with Kev. I've known him probably since 2021, so after lockdown, and I managed to get to know him through broadcasting on the Rivalry squad, and I've done videos with him quite a few times, and it's always been an honour to speak to him. And the fact he wanted to get to know me too, I thought it showed what a great person he was. He was very thoughtful. But if you ask me my favourite memory, I think it's got to be when he sent me a video message when I was poorly. It lifted me up, I cried with happiness, and it meant the world to me. Kev, for me, he means the world to me. I do believe that I meant a lot to him too, which means so much. I can't believe he's gone. It will never make any sense to us. It's going to be so tough for all of us. But Kev would want us to remember him for the good times we had. I'm going to miss him so much. I miss him already. It's so difficult. But today we're going to share our memories we had with the wonderful Super Kev Campbell. And he has that name for a reason. I hope you guys do enjoy this.
Hi little Soph, this is Newman. Thanks for letting me pay tribute to Super Kev Campbell on your show. Standing on the North Bank as a teenager, I saw Kevin play his first games for Arsenal. He was like a new breed of player, one of the first I saw to combine technique with pure brute force, like really exciting to watch. I never got to meet KC, but had a lot of fun bantering with him on the Rivalry squad. I used to post my stupid art and his response would often have me in stitches. We didn't always agree about Arsenal and used to go at each other, but Casey never showed any malice. I guess that provoking a reaction out of him was my way of getting closer to him without actually meeting him. My love and sympathy goes out to his family and friends, especially Sophie at Rivalry squad. I truly think they were a match made in heaven. I guess I'll never get a Zenith coin now, but I'd rather have Kevin Campbell back. Gonna miss you, big man.
Well, I'm not going to lie, doing these sort of tribute videos at the moment are very, very difficult because, I can't believe that I'm actually saying that Kevin Campbell is no longer with us, and what a guy, what a person. My absolute honour and pleasure, and everything that I can say that he was my mate and a friend, and just thankful that I was able to meet him and share so many fantastic memories with him, and an absolute honour for him to say that we were mates, and vice versa with me saying the same. Over the last few days, everybody's been saying what's been your favourite memory with Kevin, and it's very, very difficult because every memory that I had was unbelievable. We had some unbelievable times, but thinking about it, the best one was the first time he ever messaged me to say, Lee, I'm going to the Emirates today. We've been exchanging messages on Twitter and things like that, but he said, I'm going to the Emirates today, would you like to meet up for a drink and a catch up? And it was a meeting that obviously I look forward to and changed my life for the better, because after that Kevin was in my life until he sadly passed away last week. And so for me, that was the best memory that I've got, the greatest thing that ever happened to me as as far as my friendship with Kevin was concerned, and all I know now is that I'm going to miss him terribly. I'm still in shock and devastated that this has happened, even though that I knew it was coming. I've lost a fantastic friend. Football's lost a fantastic man, and all the football clubs that he played for, everybody that's come in contact with him, you know, have just realised how special he was, and it's just a sad time at this moment in time. Obviously, thoughts to his family and friends and everybody that knew Kevin. But what a guy, what a person, what a personality, what a footballer, and just all round top guy.
Thank you so much for including me on this. You know, I was one of the lucky people that could call Kevin a friend. Somebody that has loved Arsenal like myself for so long, to be able to be friends with a legend and to see how much he supported all of us in the podcasting, blogging community. It's absolutely incredible. He made us all feel important. He made us all feel validated. He made us all feel invincible in this world where we need allies, when we need help, and we need people that are adjacent to the club that we love to make us feel heard and make us feel like our opinion matters. Sometimes it doesn't, but Kevin always made us feel like it did. So I want to thank you for all the work that you do. I want to thank everybody that's listening that has paid tribute to Kevin all over the world and obviously all over England. Much love and thank you for what you guys do.
George Graham had to choose between Kevin Campbell and Andy Cole. And at the time, George chose Campbell. And I remember being really, really annoyed, because I thought Cole was the better player. But Campbell soon won me over for his absolute tenacity up front and his power and his absolute determination to bulldoze his way through the opposition and score goals. And of course his wonderful partnership with Ian Wright, which was a thing of beauty. So thanks, Kev, for all the memories. You are an Arsenal legend. Thanks for everything.
From Gooner Gathering here. Just want to share my thoughts on Kevin Campbell. I was privileged enough to see Kev play at Highbury back in the early 90s when my dad took me to the ground. Always a privilege watching him and Ian Wright and Paul Merson link up together. Definitely remember the goal against Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-final of the European Cup Winners' Cup very, very fondly indeed. Natural goal scorer, come from the academy. Let's never forget the impact he made, not just on our club, other clubs as well. Came to Everton in their time of need and was a leader and inspiration for them as they avoided relegation. And for us here on YouTube, Kev was always had time for a lot of us and helped a lot of our channels along. Kev, you'll be sadly missed, and he's my friend.
John Sinclair TV, hope you're well. And it's just a quick message for Kevin Campbell. Rest in peace, Kevin. You're going to be sorely missed, my guy. And when I heard the news, I just thought it was absolutely, for me, I just nearly fell off the floor. I really did. And absolutely devastated to hear this news. And 54 years of age is just no age at all. I mean, look, listen. I mean, when I heard the news a couple of weeks ago, he wasn't well. We know that. But he's a fighter. Kevin is a fighter. Sadly lost his fight. But rest in peace, my guy. And yeah, a good place, Kevin.
Hey everybody, this is Mike. When you're born with a name like Super, Kevin Campbell, and Super is your first name, kind of tells you a little bit about the type of person you're going to end up growing up as. But seriously, it's a very good moniker because, I mean, Super is just one of the many words you could describe Kevin Campbell with. But the man made such an impression on me in our 6 years of knowing each other, becoming friends, whereas I had watched him play as a kid, with him just being 3 years older than me, living out my dreams of being a footballer that I would never be able to attain, and eventually being able to just get to know him as a person. is just the thrill of a lifetime. And I'm absolutely gutted that the time that we've had together and that I've seen him have with others together has horribly come to an end. He was such an amazing person to my family. He met each and every one of my family members separately. I was so proud to introduce them to him. He spent the whole time pumping me up. Your husband's amazing. Your dad is something special. I mean, he didn't have to do that. And, you know, it's probably the one time in his life that he lied, but he lied to make me look good. And I appreciated that. He's completely changed my view on fame and celebrity, which, you know, in this day and age, far too many people treat themselves like the idols that other people prop them up to be. And Kevin was just Kevin, Super Kev, accessible, loving, caring. He, as people have said, he made you feel as though you were his best friend, and he could do that somehow to tens of thousands of people and have time for every single one of them. And lastly, he's the person, the only person that has put his entire life's work as, you know, post being a footballer into connecting people with the club that they love. Far too often, becoming a fan of a football team is about dying and living and dying with wins and losses and getting stressed out and spending a lot of money and feeling like you're owed something. And, you know, and Arsenal Football Club are completely different, for most people anyway, in that it is a club and we're all part of it. And there is a connection between us and former players, but no one has made that connection as valuable and as accessible and as special as Kevin Campbell has, through a variety of different ways. So Kevin, to say you'll be missed is an enormous understatement, but Super Kevin Campbell, rest in peace. At ease, my friend. I love you.
I just wanted to do a quick video for the wonderful Sophie, so thank you, Sophie, for letting me do this video on your wonderful channel. This is about Kevin Campbell. As a Spurs fan and as a young fan, I never had the pleasure, if you like, to watch Kevin Campbell or know much about him, but this is a time where you put rivalry aside. I think it tells you a lot about him as a person when you've never heard one bad thing about him. Even rival fans, they've got nothing but good things to say about him. They're all charitable to a man, seems like a really nice guy, ultimately an Arsenal legend, very, very top player, top guy as well. And it's lovely to see some of the stories about him and just how, you know, important he was for Arsenal, and such a nice guy he is. So rest in peace, Kevin Campbell, and thank you very much.
Well, I'm at a real disadvantage as I only got into football as he was towards the end of his. So I never really had the pleasure of watching Kevin Campbell A, play for Arsenal, and B, play in general. When he was in the twilight of his career, I was into football but very young, so I have no real distinct memory of watching him play. But I do know that it's been called Super Kev by not just Arsenal fans, but Everton fans as well. And you don't get that nickname without being class both on and off the pitch. Also, having seen him on the Under the Kosh podcast, well, 2 videos he did, that you could just tell immediately that not only was he a great person on pitch, but a great person off it. And not just being polite and friendly, but just someone you'd want to spend time with. Just funny.
AFC here, and today I thought I'd give a message, of course, to Kevin Campbell, who passed away, of course, last Saturday. Look, I thought Kevin Campbell was an absolutely amazing top man. Always loved positivity about his football, always loved about Arsenal, and he was a really good man, and he had a good combination with Ian White.
Hi Soph. A few words to share of the legend of a player in Kevin Joseph Campbell. He obviously started his career coming through the academy at Arsenal. He scored 59 goals in one season. We all know the career that he went on to have with Arsenal, and it was maybe cut short, a bit too short. If Bruce Rioch had not been the manager, or Arsene Wenger had came in just even 6 months earlier to a year earlier, Kevin may have stayed at Arsenal for longer than what he did. He obviously moved on to Forest before moving on to Trabzonspor, Everton, West Brom, before eventually finishing his career at Cardiff. When you hear the stories and see the tributes from these fans, the love that every club had for Kev, for Super Kev, I think says it all. I don't want to concentrate on that, because I think the legend of the man is actually in the person that he is, hearing the stories that comes out, the videos that he was sending to people like yourself, Soph, when you were in hospital. There's hundreds. I've watched so many of them. Sending videos to people that are in hospital and either having operations or have been really ill, and that says it all. The generosity that you hear of the stories, the kindness. He always had time, and I never ever got to meet Kev, but I honestly do feel, as an Arsenal fan, that I actually knew him.
Kevin Campbell was a great footballer for what he did at Arsenal and Everton, and he'll always be recognised as one of the greatest people to ever walk the earth on a stadium. He was always such a positive person on Twitter, and he did a video with my little Sophie, and he was always just so kind to Sophie outside the recordings, so I'm forever grateful for what he's done for her. He's made her so happy whenever they do recordings together, and I'm very much grateful. Thank you, Kevin.
Say about Kev that hasn't already been said. He's a lovely, kind and generous man, someone who made time for everyone. Kev lifted our mornings on Twitter with a fabulous dance tune or a positive quote. He literally gave us all a wonderful start to the day. Though I remember meeting Kev a few times many years ago when Dad was coaching, my lasting memory was doing the podcast with Kev, Amanda and Sophie for Highbury Squad. Kev was just so engaging, the way he talked about Dad and his memories and funny stories. Watching it back, it really hit me, with Kev talking about how fit and young Dad was to die at 56, and here we are now paying tribute to Kev at 54. It's just so sad. What resonates with me is the similarities they both shared, their kindness, generosity, humour, love for the Arsenal, time for everyone, and nothing was ever too much. They certainly broke the mould when they made Kev. You will be so missed, Jill.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to share my thoughts on Super Kev. I mean, I think when we lose anyone famous or well known, lots of the tributes always start with kind of what they did and what they'll be remembered for in terms of, you know, what they invented or what they founded. But all of the tributes to Kevin Campbell have been around who he was as a person, and I think that's just so special. From what I've seen of Kevin Campbell since I started getting involved with, you know, Arsenal Twitter, is just someone so generous with their time, so honest, and just absolutely befitting of a club, you know, that we all feel is, you know, has a way of doing things. And it makes me wish, you know, every ex-player when they retire behaved in the same way. Immensely generous, wholehearted, supportive of people, you know, smaller content creators, giving him their time, which is not something you can say of everyone who works in football. And so I think it's incredibly fitting that all of the tributes to him have been about the type of person he was, which is incredible when, you know, you could have easily just listed off his achievements as a footballer, you know, and the impact he's made on the clubs that he was at, Arsenal, Everton. But I think everyone would probably like to be remembered in the same way that we're remembering Super Kev, which is for the person that he was.
Hi Sophie, Ryan from the Mr. Arsenal podcast here. Just want to pay my tribute to the great Kevin Campbell. Firstly, there's not enough superlatives I can give just to justify how fantastic and how great a person Kevin was to all of us, not just in the Arsenal community, football community in general, but Everton, Forest, just to name a few, along with obviously Arsenal, to say. But as I say, he was fantastic and he was so loved. And when the news broke last week of his passing, the tributes and the reaction, more so the reaction from my point of view, is that in itself is the perfect, that in itself is the perfect tribute. That everyone from every walk of life, even rival fans of Tottenham and Manchester United, etc., had no affiliation to Kevin, put rivalries aside and paid their respects to the man because of that's the influence he had. And from my point of view as well, it's like he was brilliant. The last time I've known him for the last 6 years at least, and it was an honour to even meet him and be around him the first time I met him, let alone for what then became from that first meet onwards for the next, as I say, the following 6 years that were to come. He was brilliant. As I say, when I first met him, he was taking part in a Q&A down Holloway Road in a bar, and after it's done, 9 times out of 10, when people are done with the Q&As, they do a meet and greet afterwards, like 5-10 minutes, if that, and then they make their excuses and they get out of there. He wasn't like that. And straight from the off, my respect for him even went up even higher as a person, because he spent not just half an hour, he spent the entire evening till the bar closed with myself and other fellow Arsenal fans, talking about football, his love for the club in terms of what he as a young boy wanted to go and watch Arsenal at Highbury, how he would go get himself into the North Bank, and witness the teams that he grew up watching and wanting, and having that dream, that aspiration to want to play on that turf for the Arsenal, and then obviously going through the academy, getting the chance as a senior player, being part of that 91 team that won the league, the 93 team that won the League Cup and FA Cup double, the 94 European Cup Winners' Cup, and he had a big say on them, on all them trophies we won. Huge say. But he never, with all that, he never had an ego about it. He never went, well, I did this, I did that, look up to and oh my God. He was just the most genuine, down-to-earth guy. You would never have known, if you didn't know Kevin, and you didn't know you weren't into football, but you bumped into him one day, you would not have known he was an ex-footballer, because he never had that betrayal of that, in the sense of any ego, any self-righteousness. He was just another, from my point of view, another Arsenal fan that was just lucky enough to have the honour of playing for the club he loves. And then, even when he moved on from Arsenal, you look at the way he was loved everywhere else. Nottingham Forest, Trabzon in Turkey, even though as brief as it was, loved there. Everton, he brought into the Everton ethos so quickly, and it was taken in as one of their own straight from the off, and left an absolute legend. And to have the honour that he always held to his heart of being the first black man to be the captain of Everton Football Club, and what that meant to him. Again, the humility in that, and how proud he felt about that, speaks volumes of the man. And like I say, as he's retired, and I've known him these last 6 years, ever since we first met, he's always the following morning. He found me on Twitter, aka X, followed me straight away, and then we started chatting back and forth privately. What he wanted to come on the podcast, we got him on, and it wasn't just a courtesy thing to do it because he met me and it was a one-off thing. He came on time and time again. Even when I did a 24-hour stream for fun to raise funds, for a fellow Arsenal fan that was going through some trouble at the time with medical help, he took time in that 24 hours out of his own day to come on and do his bit, basically, in terms of help push the cause and help raise as much funds as we possibly could. He didn't have to. It wasn't even. The thing is, I didn't even have the chance to reach out to him. As soon as I put it out there on social media, this is what I'm going to do for a fellow Gooner, he saw that and DM'd me and demanded to come on. If he could come, not demanded, but he asked to come on. If we could fit him on, if he had any spots, and I said, obviously, Kevin Campbell, obviously, 100%. And it was brilliant, and the time and the effort he did come on in that 24 hours was so appreciated, not for myself, but obviously Tony, the fellow Gooner who were trying to help out at the time, and the others, the people that were on the panel when he decided that he was able to come on. They loved it because it was Kevin Campbell, ex-Arsenal, and he was given a player's perspective on the situation at the time from the club point of view, because they were talking about recent events and things like that. And he wanted to chat with Tony. So I think he even came back on later on in the day when Tony was on to have a chat with Tony. And again, that personal touch there. And there's so many stories where he does that for so many people, not just Arsenal fans, but in general. And yeah, I miss him already. I know many people are going to miss him. And my thoughts do go out to his friends, in fact, his immediate friends, his family, obviously, and I don't know what else to say in terms of, apart from Kev, we're going to miss you. There's no one like him and never will be ever again.
Mr. Kevin Campbell, first of all, I would love to pay my respects to your family for the loss they have sustained. May your loved ones find solace in the loss they have sustained, because right now Mr. Kevin Campbell is up there teaching football, spreading his love, his humour, his wisdom with the angels above. So thank you, and I can't apologise enough for your loss. Second of all, I wanted to say I didn't know Kevin as much as other people did, like Sophie, and to all those who knew him, I'm sure they had lots of fun with you. Your morning messages on Twitter were always brilliant to see. They were always full of light and sunshine and good. So thank you for blessing all our lives with your infectious personality in your loving soul and your footballing intelligence. I can't say much more because I didn't know you as much as I would like to, but you made such a beautiful impact in everyone's lives. So thank you very much, Mr. Kevin Campbell, and so much love and regards to your family, so much respect for your family, and may his loved ones be blessed, and may you rest in heavenly peace.
Kevin Campbell was not only a great footballer for Arsenal and Everton respectively, but he was also a great human being. I had the pleasure of engaging with him on numerous occasions on X and Facebook, where we used to have a bit of banter about football, some serious, some not so serious, but he had that gift of being able to engage with just regular football fans, and he didn't treat anyone as if they were below him. He treated everyone equally. Everyone who ever met him, who I've spoken to in the last week or two, have said only great things about him. He's a great loss to the football community.
Hey guys, I just wanted to end this by just saying thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have had some comfort in this video, knowing that we all have shared some incredible memories with Super Kev. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all very soon.